Hi, I'm Leslie Rohonczy and welcome to Song Stories. This week I'm featuring a song called 10,000 Miles. And I wrote this song in September of 2016 on an airplane over the Pacific Ocean, heading to the other side of the planet, almost 10,000 miles from my home in Ottawa. I don't enjoy travel at all. And so the folks that know me know this was really tough for me, especially because I had to travel alone. I love being somewhere else. It's just that whole getting to and coming back from. It's a fear-based response about the logistics and, the fear of getting lost or the fear of getting targeted in some way. But this trip came up and it was the opportunity to do some team development and some coaching in Jakarta, Indonesia. So it was a really once in a lifetime kind of an opportunity, and would have been crazy to turn it down. Rather than being in that kind of resistant sort of headspace, I decided it was probably time for me to really lean into the possibility of what this trip could bring. I had a cozy pod on the airplane for the first time. That was super cool. Traveling in a pod, it really is as good as it looks. Almost from the minute that the doors closed on the airplane, I was writing. It was another one of those experiences where, a song just kind of downloaded itself into my brain. I love it when that happens. And by the time I got to the Hong Kong airport, I'd already had the songs, the structure, the lyrics, some of the sounds that I wanted to use. It really came quite quickly. While I was sitting in the Hong Kong airport, by the way, I was just, scrolling through my phone, killing time. And I noticed this section of Facebook I'd never seen before. There was a message in there from an old childhood friend that I hadn't seen since I was 12 years old. Her name is Christina Walker. Well, it's Christina McNeil now. And so I contacted her and we were able to reconnect while I was sitting in the Hong Kong airport, half a world away, a lifetime away, really. That was the highlight of that trip for me. So when I landed in Jakarta and made my way to the hotel, holy cow, what a different world that was. I'm sure my eyes were the size of saucers. And you'll see some of the shots in the video of the crazy traffic there. Families on little mopeds, carrying children under their arms. The food was amazing and completely different than what I tried. Just a totally different experience. So here's the first verse. I flew 10,000 miles away from you today. The distance stretched me out and carried me away. No fear, into the atmosphere, a new frontier, and how I wish you were here. And, talk about feeling stretched out when you're full of fear and you got to do something anyway, and you decide, I'm going to swallow that fear and I'm going to lean in and I'm going to see what's here for me. But man, I felt stretched out in that trip. It really challenged the hell out of me. And I came back quite grateful for that, actually. The chorus is, 10,000 miles can't break me. Half a world away won't shake me. I feel you with me and it makes me high. 10,000 miles. That's a reference to Scott Walsh, who is my co-producer and my musical partner. And I record at his studio. He's also the guitar player in my band, and you'll hear from him in a minute. Really, when I was working on that song on the plane, I still felt that creative connection, thinking about what we would do in the studio and how he might approach the guitars and how we might get that particular sound. And it really felt like, even though he wasn't there, we were still collaborating in a kind of a funny way. The second verse is, all alone I had to find my own way. Stood on my own two wandering feet today. And I strived and I thrived and I have arrived alive. Honestly, I was a little surprised, but I was really proud of myself. For the production notes on 10,000 Miles, here's Scott talking about how he approached the guitar.
We really wanted to have the chorus explode, so we brought in some electric crunchy guitars, doing a pretty intricate riff. Here they are coming up there. Fun to play too. Lots of open air in this song.
I recorded some of the airport announcements that were using as sound effects in there.
Airlines will conduct boarding pass and travel document checks at departure gates.
I got some crazy looks from people. I took my iPad and I held it right up to the speaker. People must have thought, what the hell are you doing? But I wanted to record that sound effect so that I could use it in the song. And I managed to catch the actual announcement of my flight, 7:53 to Jakarta. So I got that in the song, which, nobody else will care about that, but I care about that. I think it's pretty cool.
And then this really unusual walking sound that we created, along with the finger snaps. And that really bizarre little thing in there you hear once in a while.
I played the synth to sound like bells.
Really beautiful auto panning electric piano. Very nice.
They remind me of the little chime that you hear in front of the airport announcement. The backup vocals in this one, man, they kicked my ass when I was trying to figure them out. Oh, I had no instrument to try and, to help me figure out what those should be. And so there was a lot of trial and error and hunting and pecking and swearing. And and of course, the walls of the Jakarta hotel that I was in were super thin. I could hear all the people around me, and I'm sure they could hear me flopping around trying to figure out those background vocals.
We created this really climactic vocal.
It makes me high. This song really has a great rhythm, and it was really fun to make the video to match it with that real kind of energetic sort of walking groove that it has. Here's Chris Houle talking about the approach to the rhythm.
10,000 Miles from Leslie Rohonczy. Probably one of the favorite songs of mine anyway that I've worked on with her. The one thing that it reminded me of was the song Longview by Green Day. The way the bass sounded, what Scott had put down for the bass. I mentioned that to them, this little rolling thing that I had come up with on the toms that was similar to that song. It was something like this. Put a few different takes down and build something that Leslie likes ultimately. I know she always likes those type of tom patterns in the song, so that fit nicely. One of the things that I had thought about for this song was to really emphasize the groove and make the chorus kind of swing a little more and make it pop, was to have the band do quarter notes in the choruses. Introducing it with that little snare roll as well, I think brings up the tension in the song for what they were looking for. Stay safe, everybody.
Love those toms, Chris. Here comes 10,000 Miles. I hope you like it. Please share with your circle. Leave me a comment below if you can. And thanks for watching.
Airlines will conduct boarding pass and travel document checks at departure gates. Please proceed